one characteristic of early Carolina is rebellion and change of government by, well, we would by not by ballot, but more by some type of upheaval.
We always knew they'd come for us. Pollock and his followers want only wealth and status, and we prevented that. We're not finished here. Not yet. The people need us, and I don't plan on letting them down. There's got to be a way out of here, John. Help me pry this door. Break for the trees. I'll be right behind you.
What you had in North Carolina at the time of the Cary Rebellion was various kinds of political alignments, but it came down in essence to an old established, I say old and established, I mean it had been there for 3 generations. You had an old and established presence in the northern precincts of Albemarle. Okay, on the north side of the Albemarle Sound.
Beginning in 1705, they'd been purging Quakers and dissenters out of the government by passing a law that said you had to take an oath of office.
Cary and Porter began to feed this disgruntlement.
The Quakers and poor farmers of Albemarle have struggled for decades to keep simple lives. Our fathers came here from Virginia to escape Virginia's high-class society. Many were once servants. We reject taxes, debts, servitude. All we need is good land. Well, John, the Chowan men want the life of Virginian planters, but they'll never be as successful. Exactly. And we're not going to stand by and let the Virginians force their society upon us. Our forefathers established a free society, and I intend to keep it that way. I imagine Hyde and his men are already looking for us. We won't be able to hold this position. We can fall back to my home on the Pamlico and regroup. I have something in mind for Hyde and Pollock.
That emboldens Cary to then outfit a brigantine that's got somewhere from 12 to 14 guns on it, meaning cannons. And they set across Albemarle Sound to break up the Hyde government.
I was sent here to govern this colony, not fight in a civil war. I've never seen such an agitated community. Why do they resist so emphatically? We offer churches, towns, everything a growing colony needs.
They don't want to grow. This place is a refuge from government, and they want to keep it that way. Always have. Myself and many of my neighbors here in Chowan see the potential of this land. Virginia's getting crowded, and South Carolina isn't far behind. It's time to stake our claim and crush the Quaker movement once and for all.
Well, the Quaker movement is arming for a confrontation. I hear Cary's found a ship, and they say a merchant provided him with a full set of cannons.
The Quaker peasants won't be so eager to join the cause soon. During my time in Williamsburg, I made a few friends.
This had better work, Thomas. There's a lot at stake here.
It'll work. You said it yourself. It's time to take a stand against Pollock and defend your way of life. All we have to do is show the Chowan men
that they can't scare us off.
Aye. Full sails then, Mr. Cary.
There was just no hope. I mean, there was no other way. If you have no voice in the government, then sometimes rebellion is the only place to go. And that, I think that's what would drive them to follow Cary.
There's no getting out of this. They have the roads covered. We're outmanned and outgunned.
I suppose this was bound to happen eventually. Years of political maneuvering with nothing to show for it ought to rile any sane man.
Peasants are always disregarding the royal word. This misjudgment will cost them dearly. Bring out the cannon! This is not going well. We need to think about how this will end.
We need to hold out as long as possible. Spotswood has Marines in the way.
Marines? As in royal regulars?
Indeed.
Well, pray God gives them great speed.
Cannon that Pollock's people had made a lucky shot and hit the mast of the vessel they were on, and they retreated. I mean, it just went to nothing. It's like a comic opera kind of the military phase.
We can still fight.
Thomas, the mast is shattered. We're getting slaughtered out here. Turn us around.
Governor Spotswood in Virginia sent down a body of Royal Marines, and that got everything straightened out. And Cary he had fled to Virginia. You'd think he'd go anywhere but Virginia, but he was located in Virginia and sent to England, and they didn't do anything with him. They had hearings. They never tried him for treason or anything like that. And just after about a year, he came home and quietly lived on Pamlico the rest of his life.
A pacifist would say, and I understand it completely, a pacifist would say, with some reason, there's no such thing as a good war or a bad peace.
I see a thread all the way through from, if you want to start with Culpeper's Rebellion, all the way through to 1776, in which this time we take on a great power.
If you talk in terms of this taking a stand metaphor, sometimes the only way you can take that stand is through armed conflict. Who's right and who's wrong? I don't know. It's like my saying to you, Thomas Pollock saves North Carolina in the Tuscarora War. Okay. Would Thomas Cary have been able to save it if he had been in charge? Maybe. But he surely wouldn't have done any better job than Pollock did, given the realities of the situation, and arguably not as well. So, history makes strange bedfellows.